Hey everybody, what's up? It's Shelby with Shelby's Crafty Corner, and we are about 9 minutes late from where what time I wanted to go live this morning, but you know, it's 10 a.m. so mornings are a little chaotic. So let me get us pulled up, and then hopefully y'all can hop on if you're at work or doing all the things. But let's see. Well, let me find us first and turn us down. So happy Monday. How's everybody's Monday going so far? Mine's going chaotic, per the usual. I would not expect anything less. When you hop on, say good morning. See if I can get us sprinkled around a little bit. We are gonna make a garland for my front door. So I don't know if y'all saw my story yesterday, but we took the animatronics out of the attic and started putting those up. I painted my front door because the dog had been scratching it and it looked terrible. So I painted my front door yesterday. And so now it needs a little bit of love. And so that's what we're making, is the garland for my front door. Well, let's see. Okay, I think I got it. Hey Cheryl, hi Mimi, good morning. Hey Alexis, I know, but that's okay because Mondays are about to be our live days. Every Monday. Hold myself to it. Y'all gonna hold me accountable. Text me Sunday night, remind me. No, I'm just kidding. So my plan is for us to go live on Mondays. Because it's quiet up here at my store. We're not on a time limit. So I'm hoping that we can stick to that plan. And then I will have one, maybe two YouTube tutorials dropping per week also. I don't know where I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna totally knock it over. So we're gonna start off with a 9-foot Vickerman garland. I love, love, love the colored Vickerman garlands. They are my favorite. Let's go ahead and get it evened out. And then we are gonna get some mesh put on this thing. How was everybody's weekend? Mine was pretty good. Payson had strep throat, terrible cough, but he's getting a lot better. I think the steroid is making him a little bit crazy. He had a lot of energy yesterday and he would not stop talking. So, getting all the Halloween stuff put up yesterday was a lot of fun. I have like a few more lights and things to get, but for the most part, that's done. And that'll stay up until the first week of November. And then we go straight to Christmas. So I don't get to decorate for fall, but that's okay because my kid loves Halloween. All right, so we are going to do green, purple, and black for our colors on this orange garland. And this green is cool. It's like a, has a drip border on it, so it just adds a little bit more texture. And we're just gonna start cutting it up. And my husband's calling me. Hold on, I gotta tell him I'm live. And so I'm just gonna pull some of these out and we're just gonna start cutting some pieces and working our way down. I'm not gonna cut up the whole thing just because I got my other table put up over here so that I have all the room. Now the table's covered in stuff. So no flat surface is safe. So we're just gonna cut a few, we'll add these on and then we'll cut a few more. The beautiful thing about these colored garlands is that We don't have to put a whole lot of mesh on them because we're not trying to cover it up. It's already so pretty by itself. So I have news that I have not shared on the page yet, but I'm going to today. A lot of you know Candy with Candy's Creations, and she and Jen are having, and the crew are having the fall retreat next weekend. And I am going. For one, that's exciting in itself. But for two, I am doing the balloons on the backdrops. So I will definitely bring you guys along while I do that. Hey, Patricia. Hey, girl. I cannot wait to see you next weekend. But I'm doing the balloons on that, and I am super stoked. It's going to be so much fun. So all the live tickets are sold out, but she hosts the best virtual event. So virtual tickets are available. They are very inexpensive. And you can join us virtually for literally everything. So it's like you're there because you get to do the crafting after dark. You get to do all the events, the shopping that we do. You just get to go with us. So if you're interested, Jam Designs and Supplies she sells the virtual tickets. And you get to join the private Facebook group. And you get to have almost as much fun as we do. So I'm super excited about that. I was going to drive. I know, I need to. Patricia, if you have the capability, could you maybe post the link from Jen's website in the comments? Maybe? And I might try to pin it. I don't know how that works. Maybe we can do that. I should have posted that link. But I was going to drive, but it's like 14 hours for me. And I'm trying to save my days. So I'm flying, which means I have to pack not only all of my stuff for 5 days, but my balloon stuff, my huge pump, my extra supplies, all the balloons, minus what I'm probably going to drop ship to Candy. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. Definitely going to probably have 2 check bags, a carry-on, and a personal item. We'll see how well that goes. I'll let y'all know. Y'all can come along with me as I try to navigate the airport by myself with all of that. And I'm flying American. So can y'all please just pray that my flight does not get delayed? Because that's been happening so much. And I will just sit there and actually cry if that happens. All right, so I'm just working my way down. This is already like super full. I am not packing this quite as much as I usually do in an evergreen garland. I'm leaving a little bit of space as I go, just because I really want the orange to show. I have my door locked, but if somebody comes and knocks, I might have to go open it. So I do have the store open. Did you get it, Patricia? Okay, why can I not? Oh, I got it. Thank you. Okay, I pinned Patricia's comment at the bottom. If you're interested in the virtual ticket, it is pinned down there. You should be, because it's going to be a blast. It'll be Saturday and Sunday, but it'll also, I'm sure, be some lives on Thursday and Friday. And just as we kind of put everything together and meet and greet and hanging out and everything, I'm sure there'll be lots of lives. And in between Candy's page and Jen's. So, and Heather's. There's going to be fake baking and wreath attachments and wreaths and centerpieces and balloons. So it's going to be a good time. I want to say they're like $60, maybe $75. Okay, so with just that little bit of mesh, we almost made it halfway. So we only have another half to do. Hey, Heather, good morning. Good morning. I was just talking about you a little bit. I mean, I said your name at least. You must have heard me. All right. Oh, I have a purple one left. I need black. All right, let's cut up a little bit more, and then we'll work on this second half. See how full that looks? Like, really full. It's a beautiful thing about these colored garlands. You felt it, I know. We're right here. Right here. Is that like ESP? Telepathy? Whatever. Telepathy might be the wrong word. That might be something completely different. No, telepathic. Yeah. All right, it's early. 2 cups of coffee deep. Trying to bust out a garland in an hour. We can do it. Oh, I just lost myself. So, like I was saying earlier, Mondays are going to be our new live days. So I'm speaking it into existence now. It's SSP, Shelby Special Powers. That's true. That's true. I do have special powers. Every Monday, though, we are going to go live. It will be during the day. I have kids, y'all. My nights are busy. So I like daytime lives because, you know, good and well, you're sitting at work, bored, because either you don't want to get your day started or you've already done what you need to. You need something to do. Now, you have a reason to love Mondays. Yes. Okay, this should be enough mesh to finish us off. I used 3 different colors, and I used the full, no, I did not. I used probably half, maybe 3/4 of each roll. So not even a full roll each. And now we just have a mess. So I'm just going to try to keep up. Where was I? Okay, we were on the black. So let's finish this out. I love garlands, y'all. I love them. I would make a huge one and put it out on my storefront if I thought it wouldn't get stolen. That's just a lot of product to be risking out there. But I did do a balloon garland on the storefront, and I put it up on Friday, and it was summertime. Today it's fall and like in the 50s, which is fantastic. So it's like literally been through the seasons in the past 4 days. And it's held up really nicely. It's been outside and it's literally suction cupped to my front window. So I'm pretty proud of that. Pretty impressed. Oh, I just got out of order, which does not matter. We all know that. Gotta go watch the weather. I'll be back. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, y'all be careful. I forgot y'all have that tropical storm headed your way. Be safe. That's crazy. You know, we get tornadoes around here. I don't know how I would act if, especially this season, it's been pretty active, but I don't know how I'd act if I knew I had to be prepared like that for tropical storms and hurricanes. That's pretty sketchy. Like, that's really sketchy. Bring your wreath in, Patricia. I want the wind to take it. We're almost done, y'all. I know this is like the super not fun part, but like this is all part of it. And I put mesh on pretty fast, I feel like, so. Why not just have y'all join me through the whole process? Okay, Patricia, I see your comment, but I gotta be honest, I don't know, like, Heather taught us how to do that, and I have not set that up yet. Or not unless it's, like, automatically set up. I don't know. I'm terrible. I'm going to today, though. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Heather's video. That way, you guys can all get notified when I'm live. Oh, we're gonna need more mesh. So I was totally lying, and I think I put these way too close together on this side. I was doing way too much stuffing. You're a fast mesher. I am a fast mesher. We be meshing. Be meshing over here. Ain't nobody got time to waste. Got stuffs to do. I gotta do 2 pre-recordeds after this. Gotta set myself up for the week. One of them is going to be a scarecrow swag, and the other one is going to be, I haven't decided yet, but I think it's going to be a beautiful fall wreath. You have a PDF of the steps you can send if that's easier? Sure. Yeah, I knew you had that PDF, and I read over it one day, and I just never went and done it. So if you would just kindly shoot that over to me, that'd be awesome. So I really got to set that up now that I'm actually active. It's that 4th quarter, man. Summertime, I just take summertime off with my kids. We spend a lot of time together. Okay, I need more purple. Uh-oh. I'm going to need more black, too. I just don't know where it's at. Oh, we need a few more. I was so close. Okay, so maybe we did get closer to using almost. No, it's probably still 3/4 because these were half used. We'll just cut 5. I feel like we'll end up 4. I'm so glad y'all can't see everything else right now. I cleaned out my loft to start taking stuff down and getting ready for the seasons. All my fall and Halloween and all that stuff was up in it. Okay, y'all, I'm going to go get some more black mesh. I think I have some. But I had to clean my loft out. And now it's all up here at the store. Okay. I have more black. So everything's up here at the store in boxes, and then I have all my ready-made wreaths up here to be refreshened and hung up top for display. So everything's just a hot mess. And we will get to it when we get to it. You know? Just how it tends to go. I have a whole container of them over there. They need some attention. And so, I don't know, y'all can't see, but up here above the balloons, it's like really tall. I'm gonna get some S-hooks and hang them all up there. That way they're out of the way, but people can see them. So, I'm trying to make my small space work for what I need it to. And so far, so good. And I don't think y'all realize how much room balloons take. Like, that's a lot. Y'all are only seeing half. This whole thing is doubled on this side. There's a whole lot of containers. Do I have too many colors? Probably. Did I treat it a little bit like ribbon? Maybe. But look, pretty. It's so pretty. It's like a candy shop, but you can't eat it. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. We're almost done with the garland. By tomorrow. Thanks, Fran. You're the best. You're so good at this. You're so used to this. I mean, I sprinkled it in a couple places. Whether it was right or wrong, I don't know. Facebook changes so much, and it's been so long since I've been live that, you know, I kind of forget. Yeah, this side got a little extra love. This side got a little more love than the other one did. That's okay. All right, so I have a few extra pieces, and I'm just gonna take them up here to the top, because with it bent like this is kind of where you notice you need a little more when you're done. So I'm just gonna take my extra pieces and stick them in around my rounded part right here. It's just mesh. You're just adding color. Can't really do it the wrong way. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy, we're done. See? Pretty. Now we can start decorating it a little bit. It is not bent in the middle though. This is how I do all my garlands, because if you fold it in half, you can make it match up a lot easier. I'm gonna turn my glue gun on, and we are going to move to our ribbon first. My big focal points, I have these two super cute polka dot pumpkins that I got at, I think I got these at Ba Bam Wreaths last year at the retreat. And then we have some Michael's eyeballs. Yeah, it is super full. And it's about to get fuller. It's about to get more fuller. This ribbon, which I adore, obviously we're gonna put in the polka dots. I'm a sucker for polka dots. I have some big polka dot too, but we might just put some tails of this in because I don't have a lot of it. And then we're just gonna add in our oranges and stuff like that. But we are going to, I don't have a ton of this either, so I need to be very mindful of what I'm doing here. I know we're definitely gonna make our one big bow with this one. And then we might have enough for a couple of tails in our other ones. Love the polka dots, the pumpkin and the ribbon, I know. I'm a sucker for polka dots, obviously. Y'all saw my wall, a polka dot wall. I love whimsical, so that's what we do. I'm gonna go in with this cute little pumpkin. It's one directional, so you got to kind of play with it a little bit because you want them all going the right way. I mean, you don't have to, but you know. Today I'm choosing OCD. Most of the days I choose carelessness. Just kind of depends. All right, we're gonna add in some Harlequin because it's Halloween, duh. Karen, I see you, girl. What's up, my friend? And then we're gonna come in with some of my favorite orange. I love this orange for Halloween. Closer, careless over here, yeah. Just throw it together, it'll be fine. It's all gonna look the same, mostly. And I did something to my thumb. My left thumb, which I'm left-handed, and it's probably carpal tunnel, arthritis, whatever. You know, I'm 32, so really getting on up there in the age department. But it hurts. Like, so thankfully I don't grip my ribbons anymore, but right here is hurting. Of course, told y'all, Hot Mess Express. Hang on, I gotta get some pipe cleaners. We're going back to the cabinet. I better get some hot glue while I'm over here. We're going with green because it's the first color I saw. All right, let's tie our bow. Hey, Kit, how's it been going? It's been going good. It's been going busy, but it's been going good. Not busy enough though. Like I'm just it's a different kind of busy. I'm looking forward to this my fourth quarter busy. Third and fourth quarter. Last half of the third quarter. You know what I mean. I love this time of year. Like when the weather changes, it just smells like not Christmas, but it just smells like holidays. And I just really look forward to it because I know it's just a fun time. The Christmas tree decorating and the parties and the wreaths and the garlands and all of that. I just really look forward to it. It gets me excited. Okay, there's our main bow. Yeah, so I have a short piece left. So what we're gonna do is take this long piece here, cut it in half, and we will throw it in to our other bow. We'll just do a loopy. Hi, Carrie, how are you? Yeah, we'll just do a little mini loop. And then we'll just make a regular bow on top of it. I never make it long enough when I'm trying to do the one directional. No. No matter how much I eyeball it, I don't ever get it right. was talking to my husband the other day, and he was like, you know, you're going to have to, like, reset you up a station back at home, especially this time of year. I was like, yeah, unfortunately, because that's what's so bad about being up here, is because I like to be home when my kids get home. So I don't want to be up here, you know, working into the night. And usually, you know, during Christmas season, I work till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to set up a little place at home, even though I was so excited to get everything out of my freaking house. That's okay. I'll just set up a little space. I'm trying not to make too big of a mess, but I really enjoy there not being glitter in my house. I love that this stuff has a home now. It has a place here. And we've turned that into our workout room. Workout-ish treadmill and a bike. Ain't doing nothing crazy. All right, we're gonna come about halfway down this one side, add in our bow. Can y'all even see me? Oh, there we go. Slowly working my way down this table. I'll make one more for the other side. Constantly finding that something I need is at my studio and not here. Exactly. I literally wanted to finish up some balloons at the house, which we have dogs, and I don't know if y'all know this, but balloons and dog hair do not mix, like, at all. Dog hair sticks all over them. But I did a garland, and I needed to make a bunch of little 5-inch balloons for it. So I was like, okay, I'll just take these home. I'll finish these up at the house and bring them back up here tomorrow. So I have a Hulken bag, which if you do not own a Hulken bag, it is the greatest invention they've ever made. But I had it, and I put everything in. I put my air pump, I put my balloons, I put extra balloons, I put my rubber band 260s, like I put all the things in and got it all ready. Got finished, locked up the shop, went home, made it home, and realized that I left the whole Hulken bag at the shop. I was like, forget it. I'm not going back. That's a problem for tomorrow. Not doing it. So yeah, I do wish, and I haven't moved everything up here yet too, so a lot of my bases and stuff are at home. And so I'll get up here, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make this today. And I'm like, I have one pink garland base. I don't have swag, I don't have a wreath, it's all at the house. So. Oh, hold on. Sorry. That is the only thing bad about being live during the day, though, is my days are busy. My phone goes off a lot. But you know what? That's just part of it. I feel like that's very real. I feel like y'all deal with the same things. We all deal with, like, I can't go live. I'm just, all this stuff's in the way. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be live, and y'all are just going to have to live through my excitement. My husband was up here. He should have stuck around, but he wouldn't have joined us. He still owes y'all a dance from the last live. Shameful. I think he went home to our Christmas lights. I left them up all year. Well, now some of them are falling off the house. Hey, Michelle Brown. So he's going to rehang those so it doesn't look like a trashy mess. All right, same thing on the other side. Just gonna add this in. I use pretty much the same recipe on every garland that I make. This is what I do. I put the mesh on, I make my 3 bows. We're about to add our ribbon accents, but I have to cut the tails of these first though, because then when I'm looking at it, it makes the whole thing look undone. the whole time, and I just cannot handle it. I'm just dovetailing them all. Unless it's like a 1/2 inch or 7/8 inch ribbon, I dovetail everything. Or if it's a weird material, because I just don't like the way anything else looks. Loving all of y'all's balloon decorations. Ah, thank you so much. I'm having a lot of fun with the balloons. Like, I'm having a lot of fun learning and doing it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a whole different creative side. And so for me, I've been doing wreaths and garlands and things. You know, you always feel like you're always learning, but I've been doing it for so long, and so it's been weird to, well, for one, you do implement a lot in the balloons with the wreath making, just the creative side of it, I guess. But it is like starting over, learning a whole new thing and learning the tips and the tricks and the right and wrong ways of doing things, and especially when you're like rigging stuff and different things like that. So it's kind of tricky, but it's been a fun learning process. Okay, so let's take this little bit of big polka dot ribbon that we have, and we are just going to put some tails in here. Yeah, we're going to go about that big. Got just enough for 4. Perfect. And we'll go 2 up top and then 2 on the bottom, which these are kind of short. I'm going to go ahead and try to dovetail them before I put them in. Let's see, my pumpkin's probably going to go here. So I'm going to go a little bit higher, kind of in the corner. Well, not corner. This is more so going to be the not corner. The pumpkin's going to be closer to the corner. It's going to be in between the middle and the corner. Add that one in like that. And then we're just going to do the same thing pretty close to the bottom. But you can't see me, but you'll see in a minute. One of these days I'm going to get a higher up camera view soon. I love making garlands, but when they don't sell, I have a hard time finding space to store them. Woo! You are not kidding. You are not kidding. They're huge. I have a few hanging on the wall of my garage. I know you can like drape them over a hanger kind of, put a trash bag over them, and then just hang them like you do wreaths on a like a clothes rack. You could lay them flat and cover them in plastic or something to slide them under your bed. The creative world is really makes you feel like a hoarder. All right, we got our little bow ties added in there. And then we're gonna come back with that orange ribbon. because I love it. You're welcome. And we're just gonna do some little baby loops. I like a lot of ribbon in your garland because everything else, if you put a lot of ribbon, it provides you with a lot of coverage. So you're not having to add so much product to keep your cost down a little bit. I mean, obviously ribbon's expensive, but we're not using much. And that's why you got to mix and match your designer ribbon with your value ribbon or cheaper ribbon. And if you're like me and making multiples, I buy a lot of 50-yard ribbon, especially for Christmas. Because a lot of those Christmas ribbons are so interchangeable. You know, use them throughout many, many designs. And I'm just twisting everything in here so far with the orange ties. I gotta drink. We'll add one more on the bottom and then we are done with our ribbon. And this part, up until now, I don't know how long we've been live, but this is what takes the longest in making a garland. Like, we will use the same amount of time, because it's been 41 minutes. Probably, well, if I wasn't live, I'd have maybe 20 more minutes in this garland, putting everything on. But, you know, we're talking and hanging out. Going a little bit slower. But from start to finish, I can do a full garland in an hour. But this part is what takes the longest. So it's like, come on, like, get to the good stuff. Well, like, this is the good stuff. Everything else goes super fast because it's just like a cut and glue. Place it and glue it. So it's not just like this super glamorous process. The rest of it is just finding out where you want all your stuff to go. Hey, Julia. Get these ribbon stuff out of the way, and then we're gonna put in our big stuff, and then we'll put in our little stuff. So we'll obviously start with our big pumpkins. I'm actually thinking about putting the pumpkins down lower. No, never mind. We'll go right here. Never mind. Now this mesh, I used a lot of fabric mesh, so it's a very good glue down point in this. So not only can I glue it to my ties, I can glue it to my mesh. I'm gonna put it in there at an angle like that, and I know I'm gonna need a lot of freaking glue. Ooh, smoking. And I can put my heavy wire cutters on top just to kind of give it a little bit of weight to dry. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. That's what I was saying about, like, this process is not glamorous. You know, when you're making a wreath, you're kind of being creative the whole way through, but this part is just being creative down one side and copying yourself down the other. Now I could have added in some tabs and some U-pins and tied these pumpkins in. But I didn't have time for that today, and this is going on my own door, so but just skip that part this time. Our big pumpkins are in. Now let's go in with our eyeballs. Yeah, these came from, no, Ashland, yeah. What is Ashland? Ashland is Michael's, right? Or is that, I'm pretty sure it's Michael's. Anyways, my gosh, sorry y'all. I don't know what has gotten in my throat. All right, so we have green, orange, and this pinkish. I think I'm gonna use all 6 of them. And so we're gonna do, I'm gonna do orange up, no, I'm gonna do green up top. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna glue. You can pop this little tab off or just make sure you glue it down. Like, don't just use that as your glue point. Or you can use it to tie it in, but I don't like the angle that it gives me if I tied it in that way. So we're gonna go green, and then pinkish, purplish. And then orange. This is when I usually, when I make garlands, I usually have either my corded glue gun or my glue pot / chicken fryer, because you use so much glue that your glue gun doesn't have time to like recoup and heat back up. But again, a little unprepared this morning. So it just got to be what it bees. I'm taking this third one and I'm going to the very bottom. This is a 9-foot garland, which means it's gonna go halfway, about halfway down my door. So that bottom eyeball, you're like, well, that's not the very bottom. No, like it's gonna be pretty well eye level. Hey, Charlotte from Kentucky. I shall be so glad to see you. Hey, Miss Sharon. It is so good to be here. I always forget how much I love going live until I'm live. Smell funky. Like, these smell really funky. Why do they smell like that? Mm. I think I get to air out. One thing I love about being up here is I have a dumpster. I'm gonna alternate colors actually on this side. So if you're a crafter, you know how much trash we go through. So much trash, so many boxes. Having a dumpster just makes me so happy. Okay, let's see if we're warm enough to glue some more down. Really sticking it to that green with that furry stuff in it, because it really sticks well with that. Since I have all the clowns on my front porch, I had really thought about, I don't know if y'all follow Lex and Real Wreaths, but she, I've developed a cough during this live, but she makes a lot of realistic Halloween wreaths. And so I got that idea from her, but I was thinking of taking masks and making them, like putting them on the garland to kind of match our theme of clowns and animatronics on our front porch. I think that would be a pretty cute idea, but maybe next time. All right, so we got those glued on. And now we can move on to our picks and stems. So I'm gonna go in with what I'm considering to be my base pick. And then coming on top with my accents. So I think I bought these last year at the retreat at Ba Bam's. Y'all, I just put everything in a bag when I got home and stuck it up in the loft. So for this year. Apparently not up on the news. Where is your store studio, whichever it is? It is a store studio. It is a building my husband and I own, and then we rent the suites out, and then I have one of them now. And so it's in my hometown, like 10 minutes from my house. I moved everything up here. I opened up my balloon store. Oh, hello. And so now almost everything's up here. A lot of it's still at the house. So now I have a place to work. And on Mondays it's quiet because there's a salon next to me, and so she's closed on Mondays. And the rest of the week I work up here, but work times, like, it doesn't have to be quiet. I just can't do videos. I mean, I guess I could. She wouldn't care, but y'all hear a lot of background noise. Oh, these can actually come apart more. What does that say? One thing I don't understand, customers will happily pay a lot for a balloon arch backdrop for a one-day event, but don't want to pay for a beautiful garland they can reuse. What's funny, Michelle, I think it really just depends on what side of it you're on. Like, and it depends on the town that you live in. I've come to find, obviously in my hometown, I live in a little town in East Texas. My people are not going to pay Dallas prices or even other towns' prices. It's just not going to happen. And so I have to, you know, be mindful of that. But the thing is, it's because they don't want to do the decorating. They want, you know, somebody to come in, do it, and then come clean it up, and then it's out of the way. So, and a lot of people, I feel like, struggle giving up the tradition of them decorating themselves for Christmas. So, just note your customers out there with balloons, with wreaths and garlands. Your customers out there, you just got to find them. All right, so we're making this a little bit wild with these black pieces. I do not know what that said. Nope. A lot of people have a hard time paying $40 for a balloon bouquet when they might want to send flowers. That person's not your customer. Everybody has their own taste. So you have to appeal to those people who have the taste of wanting a piece that's going to last them for a few years, or even through the season, until they decide to, you know, change their theme. You just got to find the people. Somehow, we managed to attract a lot of non-customers, especially when we first start out. We attract those people that were like, how did you end up here if you're not buying anything? But that's just the nature of the business. And that's just the majority. And I think a lot of us live in smaller towns in the outskirts and things like that. Like, it'd be so much easier to have a balloon business in Dallas or New York or Chicago. But that's not where I'm at. My cost of living is also not the same as it would be there. So I don't have to charge those prices. And whether that makes people mad or not is irrelevant, because they're not my customer. I'm not changing the market. And you shouldn't be charging Dallas prices in a tiny town in East Texas. You should charge your worth, though. Whatever that means. because you can't work for nothing. All right, we just glued these little wispy pieces all around to really fill that up. And now we have one of my favorite sprays. This Halloween 60919. That is just, there's something about this black 60919. I don't know what it is. I swear I have a piece of glitter stuck in my throat. I'm not losing it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's because they don't want to do it themselves and don't want to store a garland. It's very true. But some people, like your customer is out there. Because some people do. Some people want to do that. I would never... That sounds terrible. You know why I'm in the balloon business? Because I would never hire someone to come do balloons for a couple of hours for a few $100s. I wouldn't do it. That's why I'm in the business of selling it. I can do it myself, and I can do it for other people. Because there's lots of people that are like, this is my focal point. I'm busy. Please come set this up. And those are the people you gotta find. We're going to tear these into 3 pieces. And then we'll sprinkle these all around. You know, I don't charge as much for a door garland as a lot of people, and I put a lot of stuff in mine. It's not just a ribbon garland. But I base it on what I feel like I need to make off of it. I'm not going to set myself to some standard of, well, this took me 3 hours, and I need to make $50 an hour, and then I need to make this markup on my materials. Like, I do not have a set rate on garlands. I price them all as I finish them. Because, for one, the materials are different. It all depends on what I put. Now, my basic garlands like this, it's basically going to be the same price. Like, I'm going to put this many big pieces. I'm going to put this many sprays. I'm going to put this much ribbon and this much mesh. My base might be a little more expensive. Like, I ordered 24 of the green Vickerman garlands. But when my base is more expensive, I'm not having to put as much items into my garland because of the coverage that my garland is giving me. If that makes sense. When you have an evergreen garland and it's not Christmas time, you spend a lot more, money covering up that green, even though that green garland only costs you $7. You have to put a lot more ribbon and mesh and picks and sprays into it to cover it because you don't want that green to be seen. Whereas I get my Vickerman garlands for $30 and I can put my 2 to 3 different kinds of picks in it and it's done and it looks full and it looks great. So everything's gonna be different. Also, my overhead's not that much. I don't need to say, I need to make this much per hour. I do in my head kind of say what I want to make per day, especially during the Christmas season. But I can do, especially with help, when I have somebody making my bases for me, I make like 6 to 8 garlands a day during Christmas. So I don't need to charge $150 in labor per garland. how I got on that subject. I just know a lot of people struggle with their pricing. And just know that nobody else's pricing is going to be the right pricing for you. You have to make it your own. I do not clear my throat this much, y'all. There's some glitter or something stuck in it, and I'm just going to have to get it out later. Ah! Okay, so I used juice. 1, 2, 3, 4 down the side. I put one up top, but I'm probably gonna put 2 more up top too to kind of create. I need my middle to be fuller. It's gonna hang on my door, so I want my middle more full than my sides. But not too full to where it's just hanging down. I am fast. I don't know why I'm fast, but when you have a recipe, like when you're used to making this and you know you're gonna virtually make it the same, whatever the theme is, it can go pretty quick. But if I don't work quick, I get bored. So I do kind of have to work a little quick. Because I'm like, then it's where I'm like, time is money. I don't need this to take a long time. Then I feel like I'm going to have to charge more for it. No, it needs to be wham, bam, get it done, $200. I smushed the heck out of that bow somehow. I don't know what happened here. And then you have those times where you do the garland and everything, but you didn't place stuff right. So then you get it hung up and like it's like looking like that. And then you have like different holes. So you do got to go back. Because once you get it hung, you do got to sometimes make some alterations. On 60919 is just a great filler bush. Gives you lots of coverage and pretty inexpensive for the pieces that you get off of it. Okay, so this is like crazy full. Like really, really full. So now I just have to go in with a few accent pieces. Actually, okay, I have a lot. Scratch that. I don't have to go in with this many, but I'm going to because we are having Kayson's birthday party at the house, and it's Halloween themed. So kind of got to go all out. All right, we're going to start off with our favorite curly sprays. Every time I see these, I'm like, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Thanks, Michelle. I mean, I can't show y'all my surprise, but like as I'm making stuff, I'm like, ooh, this is turning out better than I thought. Like, wow. Really showing off here. So I take the little curly and pull it out like that to make it kind of 3D. And when I place my stuff, especially up top, I stay on the outside, that way it's at the top. And then I just kind of alternate outside, inside, outside, inside. So I'll come here. Come over here. I have zero commitment issues when it comes to designing, but I'm usually I glue as I go. That way I'm not double working, but you know, my glue gun's a little cold. We gotta let her warm up a little bit. Yeah, no, I don't want to double work, so I usually don't dry run much unless I'm really indecisive that day. Okay, I have 2 left, so we'll do those up top. Let's really fill that up. And I don't dry run too, because then I'm like, okay, what did I glue down and what did I not? Then you hang it up and stuff starts falling out. Like, I guess then that was a not. Okay, next, glue strings everywhere. Guess it adds to the spiderweb effect. I have these. I'll use them. Why not? So I only have 2, but I can split them in half or pull them apart. Jeez. So I'll have to kind of build this because the balls are together and then the colorful pieces are together. So we'll split this in half. Oops. We'll put all of these back together somehow. We're not wanting to cooperate though. And then we'll put the ball in with it. Okay, so, oops, where is this gonna go? I feel like, yeah. So see, when I open it up, it like lets me realize kind of how blank everything is in here. So it lets me know that I can kind of come in here like that and give it a little bit of fullness. I'm gonna be making the 4.5-foot garlands and see if they'll sell better. They do sell pretty well too. Like the tablescapes and things like that. I think you just have to make sure that you're tailoring to your audience. Like, what themes have you sold before? What does your people like? What do your people like? Grammar check, anyone? Come right down here without trying to burn myself. Perfect. Like so. And we'll do the same thing with this other one. one was a little better put together. Just using these to kind of fill in the little bit of gaps I still see. These pumpkins are really cute. I feel like I don't have any more pumpkins. No grammar checking here. It's too early, and also I'm on the east side of Birmingham. No one talks properly whatsoever. So there's that. That's true. That's true. Yeah, it is too early for, yeah, no. It's Monday morning. Can't be having all that grammar checking. I don't know how they expect our kids to think properly at school this early. I don't, as a whole certified adult. Not this early. Not on a Monday. Okay, I'm going to do the polka dot on the bottom. Since I have the polka dot pumpkin up here. Just go to the inside. Cute. Such little details, like finish it off. You could make this whole thing, and if you didn't have these details, it would just kind of, you probably wouldn't know it, but it really would look incomplete. Oh! Keep looking at the other side, making sure I'm kind of matching it up. You don't want them super wonky. So cute. So cute. Oh, I have this one eyeball spray left. I don't know how many pieces I can divide this into. Maybe 4? Let's just add these. I have 1. I'm not going to use it on anything else. Man, that's annoying. I'm gonna go back and watch this and be like, wow, is everybody to listen to me clear my throat over and over and over and over. It's always awesome. Just some cute little accents, some little googly eyes. Hey, we ran through some glue on this one. Okay, where is this needed? Where, oh where? I think it's gonna go on the outside right here. It's not that noticeable, but you talk about it more than I notice you actually coughing. Well, that's probably true too. Just because, you know, it's like you watch those people sometimes and they either say so too much or too much, or they have those little things, but noises annoy me so bad. So I think that's why I'm picking up on it so much. And so then I thought I'd apologize for it. Then I'm just talking about it all the time. Oops. Oh well, better luck next time. Maybe I can work on getting this glitter out of my throat. Hey, Christy. Is this for a fireplace or handrails? This is actually going above my front door. But it could go on a fireplace or a handrail. I do have a customer every year, she buys handrail garlands. Let's try to take a look at this thing. I'll take a picture later, obviously, but it's pretty stinking full. Pretty full. And I don't think I'm going to get a wreath to match. So my door opens into the house and everybody, my whole family complains about the wreath because it's like every time, oh, wreaths are big. And so they're always like bumping into it and knocking it off and everything. So I think I'm just going to leave a wreath off. I think we're just going to do a garland. Right? That's my constant repeat phrase. Oh, right? Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. We are done. That took us an hour and 16 minutes for a 9-foot super full garland. That was a lot of fun, even though it's 10 minutes late. That's okay, right? I'm good. That's gonna get stuck with me now. Yeah, now I'm stuck. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you, Tina and Christine. Thank y'all so much. Well, y'all officially made it to lunchtime on Monday. So I hope y'all all have an awesome day and a great rest of your week. I will have a couple of YouTube tutorials dropping later this week, so make sure you turn on your notifications for my page. And I will see y'all later. All right, everybody. Bye.